Dead Hip Hop mid-year recap, just a list of our top 5 albums of the year so far that we picked and selected, that we enjoy, and that's it. Dead in Hip Hop Conversations. Dead in Hip Hop Conversations. We're here with Night Wonder. What's good, homie? Peace to the A. Dead in Hip Hop. So, B, wanna kick us off?
Why don't you kick it off? Yeah, I kick it off. I mean, mine is in order. No
particular order.
Yeah, well, for me, it's no particular order. First album is Apollo Brown, OC Trophies. That's my 5. That was the 5 I had. That was the one album I told you that was in there for sure. I just had to figure out what was the other 4 I was gonna pick. Another album would be Killer Mike Rap Music LP. That was another one I gave big praise about. When I listened to it, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be my top 5 albums so far, for the mid-year. Next album is Clear Soul Forces, Detroit Revolution. That's another album. What was you about to say?
No, I was wondering if you were gonna put them in your top 5.
Of course, they're from Detroit.
That doesn't mean anything.
It does to be. No, it don't.
You had that Detroit artist.
No.
He already had.
Whoop your ass.
He had Apollo Brown. He was good.
Yeah,
he made his quota.
Shut your asses up.
Yeah, why did you like that one again? Just a little brief, because you didn't really say why you liked that one.
Trophies?
Yeah, trophies. Just trophies.
I mean, pretty much in the review. I mean, it was just a flawless. Yeah, I mean, common sense.
He said, "You want to know? Go watch the review."
It's pretty much for me. It was a flawless album, man, from beginning to the end. So that's why it's in there. Same thing with Clear Soul Forces. I think them young guys is and you actually put me up on them actually, Modest Media. Them young dudes, man, they really doing it, man. I hope to see some more good stuff coming from them guys, man. That's a dope group, a nice young dope group.
Are they working on the album?
They're working on releasing something, like I think by November.
November-ish, I think. Is it another mixtape or?
I don't know if it's gonna be a mixtape.
Hey, man, I thought you'd holler at them and find out.
I would have if they weren't in Toronto when we went to Detroit that weekend, because they was like, we're gonna be doing the show, so I would have hollered at them then. But another album was be LP Cancer for Cure. Another dope album, man. That was worth the 5-year wait that LP gave us, off from his last album. And that's 4. So one more. Oh yeah, my last album, Absol Control System. The Absol Control System is another album I have a lot of replay value on playing so far since it dropped. So there it is.
Were they any
honorable mentions?
Yeah.
Add 2. That was one I was like fighting. That one you told me about, Lush Life. That was another one that was almost in there.
Well, my top 5's in order this year. Yeah, I don't know. After watching it last year, it just kind of fucked with me. Watching you do it, I'm like, damn, kind of like that too. So this year, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do top 5 in order. So my number 5 was Joey Badass, 1999. I think he's dope, man. And it has a lot of replay value for me. Like I know we just reviewed it, but damn, it's heavy in the rotation right now for me. Number 4, I have to put XV Pop Culture. That project from beginning to end, I think he nailed it. He knew what he wanted to do, and he nailed it 1 through whatever it ends at. I think he did a marvelous job with that. Number 3, I have Killer Mike Rap Music. Killed it, man. Love Killer Mike. I love that project. He fits like in the Fonte slot for me, like last year, where he's just talking a lot of real shit, and I could just relate to it. Number 2 and number 1 by the same artist, Big Crit. Number 2 is Live from the Underground, and number 1 is Forever and a Day. I think, man, look, that's the shit I play the most. Like I just play it the most. For some reason I just relate to everything that he's doing, everything he's saying, his movement. So I just fuck with him like that, man. And those 2 projects were the best for me.
You play both of them the most, or is there one you have practice over?
By the list, you know, Forever and a Day is number 1. Live from the Underground number 2. That's why I put them in order, but you know, Forever and a Day, man, I just love how Crit takes you through a day in the life of Big Crit, man. I think that's super dope. Every track on there, man, it's just something for everybody, I feel like. And then Live from the Underground, it had to grow on me. I didn't really super love it at first, but the more I go back to it, the more I just love it more and more and more and more and more. So that's my top 5, man.
You gonna leave
Logic?
Yeah, with no honorable mentions or anything?
That's fucking dirty, man.
How is that
That's your
dirty?
best friend. That's your best friend.
That's your best friend. How you gonna leave him out? He's probably mad as hell right now, dude. That's fucked up.
Hey, look,
He's
man,
gonna be
He's
crushed.
only watched this because he figured that you would have his back.
Yeah.
You that one dude that with the mic is getting jumped. That one dude that just acts like he ain't seen nothing. Like, they're getting jumped right here. You walk in and walk back out.
Throughout the review, I was the only one that really stood up for him. Just because he doesn't make my top 5 doesn't mean that I didn't like it.
Dude, that's fucked up, man.
So Joey Badass,
I know.
I know
Joey
that.
Badass beat Logic out.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man.
I forgot who the 4th one was.
Don't even matter. It wasn't Logic.
XV.
So SV beat Logic?
XV beat out Logic.
I think it was a better project from beginning to end.
You'll play SV over Logic. That's
I think it was just a better project.
So what are you?
Man, y'all some silly.
Yeah, I know. It's like that.
Some dirty motherfuckers. What you talking
I hope Logic don't see this episode, man. 'Cause that's
Y'all some dirty motherfuckers.
What are your honorable mentions?
All right.
That's it?
I guess this is the thing that's like a little confusing because you were so passionate about talking about Logic over this XV.
Huh? What?
Mike, yeah.
Anytime someone says, you know, hey, who are you really, you know, rooting for? Who's one of your favorite MCs? You
He says 2 people, Logic and Big Crit.
Yeah.
How did he get bumped down like that? It's a little odd. It is a little
Well,
odd.
okay. I love the artist. I'm a Logic fan. I'm a Logic stan.
You ain't a big fan because you left him out your list.
Look, it's a top 5 list. A lot of great projects this year.
And he didn't make 5?
He didn't make 5. If I had a top 10, he would have been in the top 10.
If you would have said like, you know, it was a tough fight between such and such and such and such, it would have been a little different. But dog, do you realize what you said about Logic? Like you said, like it's 2. Y'all know, y'all follow me. If you know, it's 2 people that I fuck with right now.
Right.
And this was just weeks ago, like not even like a month ago. You said
Okay,
that.
but just because I fuck with him like that doesn't necessarily mean this project needs to be in my top 5.
So SV, so you're saying that SV's popular culture is a better
It's a
project,
better project than Logic.
Undeniable.
Why is that so hard to understand?
Because how you go with-
I get it.
No, I like Logic and I like the project. It's just
He's doing Logic dirty, man. You cheat
Nah,
on
man,
Logic.
you over-
SV's popular culture could be a better project than Undeniable.
It's definitely a better project than Undeniable, but you cheating on Logic.
I mean, they're kind of naked.
You cheating on Logic. You've been holding hands with Logic.
Y'all some dirty
for like a
motherfuckers,
year.
boy.
You do go hard on Logic.
no, I do. That's my.
You do go
Like-
hard on Logic.
No.
And he looked and he said, I do.
He fell right into that one.
Pro homo.
I think we're gonna have a lot of repeats, just like you guys. I mean, I definitely the Killer Mike. 3 of the albums were kind of almost easy for me. The last 2 spots were a little difficult. Killer Mike was definitely a top choice for me. Just Ice Cube, modern day Ice Cube, and I was a big Ice Cube fan back in the day. So I think the album was damn near undeniable. LP was another one that I threw in there. 2 of my favorite songs of the year, with Full Retard and Drones Over Brooklyn. The Esquire feature, Esquire killed that shit, and he really put together a great project, something that, you know, for the first time ever that I actually got on the first listen as far as production wise. So, you know, a big shout out to him with that project. Coming in 3rd, and this is not really in order, but the 3rd album that I have would be Ab-Soul's Control System. I had to really kind of, this one didn't make it. This one had to kind of like fight its way in. But I think what did it for me was one of the cuts they had was a Rebellious or whatever. Because you know that song. For me, when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, this is dope. And then he got to that, and it kind of switched up where he wasn't necessarily rapping on that song. He kind of had that Mos Def type, black on both sides, I think, type sound to it. And I was like, man, this dude really had a lot of diversity in this album, and he was really touched on a lot of issues. And of course, the song "Book of Soul," you know, is rapping over a jazz track. So I felt he deserved to make the top 5. Fourth was, and this was tough because it was between Apollo Brown's Trophies and it was Apollo Brown's Trophies, Absol, and then I Self Divine's album was something I really enjoyed. Again, it's another album that addressed a lot of social issues, a lot of stuff that's going on right now, and you know, if you listen to most of the albums that I have, that's kind of the stuff that I like, and I really navigate to it, and the production was solid. I think a lot of some criticism of it is that the content kind of gets stale, you know, because he's saying the same thing over and over again. But as a whole, man, I think that was one of the projects I love. It was really tough to not put Trophies in there. But if there was one that I would go back to, it would be that one. And finally, Lush Life, and I really give Mike all the credit for this. This had nothing to do with me because, you know, he was the one, he reviewed it on the website. And I only heard the Styles Beat track that one time, and you know, just looking at his write-up, I was like, okay, let me check this out. And I immediately fell in love with this album. It's like
I ain't know. That's great.
Yeah.
If you told me about it, yo, man, check this shit out.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
Why the fuck did you think I came from here?
Damn!
That's some cocky shit right there.
Yeah, I'm blown that shit.
This album was amazing. Like, it was really a beautiful album. It had such a pleasant sound to it, man. And Lush Life, man, I think this album, like, very rarely today do I play an album back to back to back after the first time I hear it. And I played this album like 3 or 4 times in a row, and I just don't do that often, man. He really put together like a solid track. The production was great. I think he was rapping over a track that had nothing but like xylophone and bell. Get Sir was cool, where, you know, he had the real head nodding beat to it, and then he kind of broke it down, and then the beat built back up. Like, there was a lot of good moments in this album that I listened to, and I was amazed, man. I was blown back. Honorable mentions. You know, I went back to listen to Dizzy Wright's album. I really liked that when I heard it.
That almost made your top?
Huh?
Dizzy Wright's album almost made your, really?
It kind of caught me off guard the first time. Then when I went back and listened to it, I was like, okay, I'm kind of bugging. Because there was a part, like, it's a big chunk right in the middle.
Yeah, from 1 to the end.
Damn, it's not. It's not that terrible.
Damn, can you let him Mike just tear down your whole shit, bro? like Mike is like, man, fuck everything Ken today. All that shit, nigga. Shit, I'm like, damn, man. Like, he's not even saying shit.
He's like, yeah, you know, you're right. You are kind of looking like.
No.
You know what? You acting your age today.
Damn.
Fucked up. That's so
Y'all some dirty motherfuckers.
my bad, man. I started that shit today. My bad.
But
Like on the ground.
Add two and Trophies were 2 that I really had a tough time not including in the top 5 of my selection. But Add 2 had a lot of great tracks from there. Modern Day Cocoon, Mike Check, Cotton Fields. So yeah, a lot of the moments on that album. But that's it, man. That's my 5 so far for this year. That's what I got.
So I did like FIFA. I tried to put mine in order, which is tough because I don't really like ranking albums like that. But whatever. So number 5 was definitely Lush Life. That album was just a complete shock for me. You know, I like all of his other shit, but it was just, this album was just really well put together. And I think he's an extremely underrated artist. You know, he has really no praise. It's like he's so under the radar, it's almost a crime. You know, the guy, I watched a video on him on how he composes songs, and it's incredible. Like, he's playing the instruments, like almost all of them, you know, bass, guitar, piano, all that shit. He's in a classical background, so he's composing songs the way, not the way your standard hip hop dude, you know, composes a song. It's not like, oh, let me put this beat here so motherfuckers do this. It's like, no, he's
a real musician.
Like a real musician. I don't want to say that, because that's kind of sound like it's knocking, you know, dudes like Lex Luthor or whatever, you know, but yeah.
I mean,
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah,
Lex Luthor, you know. So yeah, Lush Life, and Ken talked about it for about an hour and 15, so I think he said pretty much everything I would have said. So yeah, it's a great album. I think everyone should seriously go pick it up. It's not, coming from me, it's not like a weird, experimental, underground, weird album. Like, it can appeal to just about anybody.
Yeah.
This is
Because
good.
the production is immaculate. Like, I'm pretty sure you would like it.
You like
Like, it won't bump, like you say, but, you know, you'll enjoy it. You won't come away saying, oh, it's bad. You'll be like, oh, it's cool. At the very least, it's cool. Anyway, and he's crazy on the mic. Like, he's a really good rapper. Number 4 was Billy Woods, History Will Absolve Me, which, again, this was a shock of an album, because I guess I had kind of lost touch with Billy Woods for a minute, because he's not really that great with social media or anything like that, so I didn't even know he was coming out with an album until the shit was damn near out. And when I heard it, I was just blown away by the production he has on this album, the complexity of his lyrics, you know, his flow. This is a really experimental album, so I won't say that a lot of people would be super into it, but this album was fucking great for me. I fucking loved it the second it came on. From the first track, produced by my man Willie Green, I thought it was just crazy, absolutely crazy. So yeah, that was my number 4. I reviewed it on the Dead End Hip Hop site. If you like experimental hip hop, if you like experimental music, period. Even if you don't like hip hop, if you just like experimental music, go check this out, because this might be the album that makes you think, oh, hip hop can be interesting. Hip hop is not just, you know, bumping beats and people talking about booties and drugs and stuff like that. 3 was Killer Mike rap music, of course. I mean, for obvious reasons. I think we went through all of the reasons on the review. So, great album. Now, I won't even say it's a great southern hip hop album. It's just a great hip hop album. So if you didn't watch the review, go pick up the album. Number 2, I don't think it's any surprise, was Meek Mill's Dream Chasers.
Anyway, you couldn't keep a straight face for a long time. I know you tried to. Because I was looking at you.
I know. I should just look at the wall. But yeah. Number 2 had to be my motherfucker's Death Grips Money Story. And I already went through all of this. I don't know nothing you gotta say right now. So
I wasn't about to say nothing.
Yeah, you
I'm
about to
listening.
say something. I want nothing you gotta say. So yeah, Death Grips Money Store was definitely number 2. For a minute, it was a little bit difficult to narrow down between Death Grips and Killer Mike, which one I enjoyed more. But I think for me, I just play the Death Grips more, because, you know, I enjoy that kind of music more than the Killer Mike probably. But anyway, yeah, number 1 was easily, it wasn't even a fucking debate for me.
Currency.
I wish. Yeah, that would be amazing. I wish I would get it anyway. Yes, was LP's Cancer for Cure, just because there is not a single thing on this album that I did not like. You know, I liked every song's production. I liked his rhymes on every song. I liked the content on every song, and the fact that the closing track is one of my favorite LP songs now. You know, there's just nothing about this album that I don't like. So there was nothing that could have even really competed for number 1. The second we said we were doing the wrap up, you know, the top 5 wrap up, was like, LP's number 1, easy. So that's
Tell about a review.
Yeah, I said it. I was like, this is easily my album of the year. I don't see I don't really see anything knocking this out of that spot for me. I mean, I can't think of what could come out later on this year that could be good enough to me to knock this out. Potentially, the next Death Grips album. Potentially. Depends on what they do. If they make it as abrasive as ex-military, but they take it to another level and do some other things, it could
A$AP
slide in there. That's not gonna knock LP out, no. That's my top 5.
Any honorable mentions? Like,
Big Just, Machines Make Civilization Fun. That one almost knocked out Lush Life. And the only reason it didn't was because I'm doing a review for that later on, and you'll see why. But some of the reasons I think that it's a great album. It's just it doesn't seem as complete as Lush Life. Lush Life is just start to finish. It sounds like a complete focused project. And Big Justice, even though I love the shit, it seems a little disjointed. The only other thing that I almost put in there was Illogic's latest project with Blockhead, Prepare for Capture. That almost made it, but I took that out because it's really just an EP, and you know I was really trying to look at albums and mixtapes. So that was the only album mentions I could think